Cool. Right then. Well, hello there, folks. Nick Phoenix and myself just been doing some green room chat, and what we shall do is just put an update on X so that Nick and Phoenix can retweet it. So we're gonna just do that now. Put in the tweet. Hey, it's testing, guys. Multitasking. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
We are now live. And tell you what, and we feel good on that. And tell you what, someone put a nice picture in with that. That lovely Screecher. That's the Avif. I don't know where is it. See, we've got the other image. That not the Avif. We don't want that one. We want the other one. There we go. See, we'll put. That's another Avif. Avifs don't share well on X. We always have to convert them.
Oh.
Yeah, and you have to do it in. I'll tell you what, we want that one by Irene. So what we're going to do is open with preview, and then what we'll do is we'll export it. Hey, we're doing this live, folks. You got to admit, our multitasking is impressive for us humble guys. You know what I mean?
Doing well.
Doing well for just a poor guy, man. We're just trying to do our humble bits. Right, we are now live, and big smiley face, and do our cool cat and our film insignia. We always do a lot of the old cool glasses and film thing going on there. We're now live. There we go. And now it's live. You can retweet it as per your liking, sir. There we go.
Right.
And we hop back into. I tell you what, I've got to give it Chrome and Google. It's a little bit better than Safari, but we haven't got the latest version of Safari. We're going to have to update it. And our operating system, our desktop is a mess. All our filing system needs to tidy up. So we've got a lot of work to do before we get battle ready for our own little secret project. Right then, so let's do a bit of this. Right then, the 5 pillars of storytelling live. Azrael is speaking to the Phoenix Press. Art, comics, movies, games, and toys, the 5 pillars of storytelling. Like eyes of a needle threaded with a golden tapestry, a golden thread rather. It's Sunday, 28th of September. Screecher is the indie comic we're going to be talking about. It's 8 p.m. After 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, London, UK. And we've got the lovely Red Phoenix logo there. We think it's one of the coolest logos we've seen in indie comics. It's one that stood out to us when we've seen it over the last year or so. Please like, comment, subscribe to the Phoenix Press and our good selves. Every like, every heart, every bit of love we can get. A comment is always good because the algorithms now are based around comments, not on your site screaming out to the void, but actually on other people's sites with you writing comments. That's the change in the algorithm's emphasis, and that way you're less likely to be strangled by the old algo. Yeah. Just something we picked up recently, and we thought, okay, so it's counterintuitive. Instead of screaming out from the void from your house on X, you've actually got to go to somebody else's house as a house guest and say and be a force.
It's not enough to scream and get people to look at you. Now you got to actually get them to respond.
Exactly. So you've actually just it's almost like cold calling. You've got to go around people's houses, and if you've got something of value to say and you can make it personable, the algorithm likes that. Now then, so yes, every like or every sub, it's sub on YouTube's and it's a follow on X. Every one of those helps us shine a little bit of an extra, a little bit of love and light on indie comics and creative leaders like Nick Phoenix. Now then, host introduction. We'll try and speed through this because we don't like talking. We prefer listening. Honest. Very shy. Host introduction. Hello there. Welcome to the 5 Pillars of Storytelling Live. We are where we talk about art, comics, movies, games, and toys. Art goes into comics. Comics get made into movies. Movies are now eclipsed in revenue by games. And toys are the ultimate effects budget because you can play around with a limited effects budget in the era of the man-child and use your imagination to have a good time with toys. We say now toys, like Todd McFarlane's action figures, almost like the modern Angelo's David, statues for the modern era, you know? Interesting. Yeah. And a good possibility for merch for indie comics as we move forwards in this 3D print at home kind of era that's around the corner. So I'm your host, Azrael. My secret identity is Carl Prometheus, storyteller, artist, and promoter of indie creators, indie comics, and we're doing our humble bit to help grow the indie comic community. We're running tonight at 4,950-ish followers. and we're obviously going to try and get to the big 5K. We might even do a page reveal ourselves from something that's classified as per 2019, but we've had to go on a detour of self-discovery, of grace, gentleness, and generosity, so that we can learn and be humble and know humility. I guess we put it that way. Our style is universal. We can be watched by creative families, creative adults, and the creative younglings. So the more inclusive we are with our audience, to a degree, we can reach more people and shine a lovely spotlight on Nick Phoenix and the Phoenix Press. Our motto is to listen, learn, and share. Inspiring quotes. Comics are an international language. They can cross boundaries and generations. Comics are a bridge between all cultures. Ozumu Tezuka, legend. And just as an example of that, we've been leaning into the art moots community, because we thought, well, we're spending a lot of time on indie comics, but the pillar before that is our art pillar. And we thought we've kind of underserved it to a degree. So we've been looking at the great art moots community of small arts community. And, there's one person who's doing art from Indonesia. And to actually use the power of social media for good, to actually reach people from all over the world, is Star Trek technology. You could have done this years ago. You know what I mean? You were, well, it was paper and catching a bus to Sheffield for a local convention and that, that's Midlands speak. Or actually, Sheffield is South Yorkshire. I know we don't live there, for people who are wondering where we live. We probably don't want to admit where we live.
I mean, heck, the Screecher team is pretty international itself.
Oh, please do tell us. Go on.
So the issues 1 and 3, we're talking to you about Brian. He's from Argentina.
Argentina, big comic creator community there.
Oh, yeah. I've met a few people there. And then my colorist, Ardent Black, is from the UK. They're from your neighborhood.
Oh. So, Argentina to the UK. So how about that for a bridge? You have to build quite a bridge over the Atlantic. That's a lot of thousands of miles, isn't it? But you managed to do it with your comic Screecher. You managed to unite people. Well done to you, sir.
By the power of undersea cables.
The power of undersea cables, absolutely. Guest introduction, the Phoenix Press. We like to do a bit of prose, and that logo looks great on a black background. Most indie comics creators are shy and humble, and they won't boast or say how good they are. So we always it's always better when somebody else does it for you. And that's our job at the 5 pillars of storytelling. Right then, the Red Phoenix Press, at the Phoenix Press on Twitter, the artist formerly now known as X. Creators of the comic 2100 or 2100 Samurai and Screecher, the book that is imminent for going live on Kickstarter. Screecher is available, or will be real soon. It's on sign up currently on the at Kickstarter crowdfunder platform. And there's a hyperlink to it. Issue 4, which will be an Owl's End. We hope not, but it sounds like it's in the balance. So what we're going to say, we're going to shut up and let Nick Phoenix do the talking, and we'll just listen and occasionally chip in. Welcome to the Phoenix Press.
Welcome. Hello there.
Hello there. And we do like this profile picture. I mean, it's very painterly. Who did the art on that one?
That was the artist Xevious. May he rest in peace.
All right. We're sorry to hear that. God bless him.
Yeah, he was an amazing artist, an amazing dude. He was from Canada, so another international thing right there.
Yeah.
He had done a lot of cool stuff. He had done Screecher. He did issue 3, Turned Samurai. He did the cover for my novel, and he passed away recently. Some cancer-y stuff, and kind of came out of nowhere for me. It's one of those things where it's like, when you hear about it and you look back, it's like, oh gosh, it all makes sense. Because he was in and out of the hospital, and we were talking, and he kind of downplayed it, but like, oh gosh, it makes sense now.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's just crikey. You never know, dear. Life is.
It was a loss to the community, I will say.
Absolutely. We're sorry to hear that. And you can see by looking at this painting here how rich his work was. Beautiful.
Very much so. And the last thing I worked on was my novel cover, and I will say, him passing away was definitely motivation to like. There were times where like I wanted to like just quit the novel, but I was like, if I do that, his art, no one will ever see this amazing art he did.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of finish it at least for his sake.
God bless him, and God bless you.
Thank you.
We've got a hello from one of the pillars of our indie comic community.
Oh, I love John.
John's Longbox. Have you ever been on this show?
Oh, multiple times. The dude is amazing. I love him.
There you go, John's Longbox. We've got a bit of love for you. Yeah, we did the first and second trailers for Heroic Tales, which we're pleased about. We actually the first one we did read, the second one we were hired for, and we love doing it. And obviously, John and Renzo make a formidable team. John's big on storytelling, and he's got that role-playing background, and his friends that he used to role-play with, and all that filters probably into Heroic Tales. And we've got the first issue. We're looking forward to receiving the next one in due course. And obviously Renzo's artwork shines like the sun. So John, nice to have you popping into the chat just to say hello. We appreciate that. If you've got any questions for Nick Phoenix, have a little think and maybe
ask. John's been very good to me, and I am very grateful.
There you go, a bit of gratitude. I always find, amongst indie creators and creative leaders you get in the community, we don't call our followers we call them creative leaders, and we always find that gratitude goes a long way. It's very attractive, and I think it builds good karma. And we have a special archive folder. All the comments that have a thank you, or just short message, even longer message, we put them all into the archive for special comments and keep them for the future. And it reminds us to keep going for the community. And when you have an off day or things aren't so good, you can look at those and think, you know what, you've had an impact on somebody else's life. Right. So the big 5 questions, Nick Phoenix, are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. We're going in, folks. Who is Phoenix Press? Storytelling influencers, comic journey, movies, and music. Please tell us, Nick.
All right. So, in the short of it, I am the Phoenix Press. I am the Phoenix Press.
Like Batman, but you are the Phoenix Press.
Oh, you have no idea, my friend. I'm Batman minus the money.
Indeed, we could. Many a man can say that. We all want to have the money and be Bruce Wayne and be Batman, of course.
Okay. Just a quick aside. I got a cool joke for you. My friend told me my boss told me to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. But now I'm sitting in an HR meeting dressed as Batman.
Well, do you know what? That would be interesting. If you give us photographic evidence of that, we'll definitely back your book.
Oh,
we're going to back it anyway. We're going to back Screecher anyway because we love Irene's cover. So if we're going to get number 3, chances are with the running commentary that you've done on your sign up, which we think's great, really teases it brilliantly. We've included it in the presentation. We've got to get the rest, haven't we? So tell us more about your storytelling influences and how did you get it? What about your indie comic journey and what movies do you like? And if you had a business plan and you could associate it with any band or any rock song or whatever you like, what would it be?
Okay. I guess I'll think about the music one first. Okay, that's a tough one because I never really thought about that. So kind of give me a second. I'll just kind of go back to the storytelling.
For us, it'd be Queen, block vocals, foot stomping rock, something like "We Will Rock You" or "Hammer to Fall." Big energy, you know what I mean? Multi-layered block vocal harmony, and
so
almost like a
Fuel won't back down.
Fuel.
The song won't back down by Fuel.
There you go.
If I had to give a song to Screecher, it'd be either that, very early 2000s rock, I would say, Breaking Benjamin, I Will Not Bow,
So when you're behind your convention table, you're standing, a big smile on your face, and your customers are coming, you're like, come on, give it to me. That's what's playing in your head kind of thing, yeah?
Give it to me, baby.
Yeah, but it's do you know when we had the lockdown during the Darkness Wars? We won't talk much about them, but we did catch something on YouTube by, is it Brian Toledo? Chaos, the Chaos character. What was the name? What's her name? Chaos Queen. The one that she's all goth like, and she's got the big sword, and but he's into heavy metal. That's his sound when he carries his business plan through. There's almost like it's like a kind of energetic feeling. What kind of movies are you into?
A lot of sci-fi superhero stuff. Some of my favorites are stuff like Matrix, Pacific Rim, Top Gun, Tron Legacy. I do love some of my Star Wars stuff. I'm glancing over at my movie shelf over here. Let's see, Lord of the Rings. I do love the Batman movies. Yeah, like superhero action, sci-fi, a little bit of suspense here and there.
And in terms of your comic journey, when did you get started with indie comics then?
I've always kind of been aware of it, kind of growing up, but like for me, the comic book, there's kind of two seminal runs of comics that are important to me. The comic that I always say got me into comics was the Wolfman Perez New Teen Titans run. And then probably the thing that I find really beloved is the Dixon McDaniel run of Nightwing, because Nightwing is my favorite superhero of all time.
Yes, go on. We're listening.
And I do love, and then also some other stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men. That was also very seminal for me. But yeah, I do love my Batman. I need to get that. I need to buy that. I've seen that.
Let's put that on big screen because it's big. And it's obviously reflected. Here you go. What do you think? And it kind of goes like this. Flicker, 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 flicker. Oh, baby. I mean, don't you just want a bit of that? McDaniels.
It's actually a dream of mine to commission Scott McDaniel to do like a Screecher cover. And he's actually not that expensive.
Is he not?
Yeah. Like if you go onto his website, you list his prices, he's pretty reasonable for someone of his stature.
Yeah, probably yes. Tell you what, if you could get him doing a Screecher cover, that would be epic cool. I mean, his McDaniels Nightwing run with Chuck Dixon is just the stuff of legend, isn't it, really? And that vertical style of camera work is like a cross between old school DC before the crisis storytelling king mixed with image kind of in your face.
Yeah.
Kind of
like, I actually did a review of that, like one of my on my YouTube channel. I used to do a series of review comic books. The first thing I reviewed was Nightwing, and that's one of the things me and my show partner at the time we caught up on is McDaniel has but the thing is he has an image style, but he doesn't have that like cookie cutter image style kind of thing. He kind of makes it it's very very much an image style, but he's kind of like Mike Turner, where it's like he takes the image style then it makes it his own.
He's old school, new school, isn't he? He can do all the perspective and stuff like that. It's not just flat pinups with lots of detail. It takes you into the scene, old school style, but it's draped in that modern symbology and iconography of the kind of edgy art that Image introduced, you know?
Yeah, and when you read Screecher, you'll definitely see McDaniel influence. Because like one of my favorite types of McDaniel shots is he'll do like, let's say like Nightwing's running across the rooftops. He'll do like a series of images of him.
After images.
Yeah. Like definitely in the first issue, there's definitely a McDaniel style shot that is just great.
And he does those kind of almost like fisheye lens stuff as well, and almost like a curvy composition where it's almost circular. It's almost like you can feel your stomach vaulting due to the vertical nature of the shots. I mean, his camera work has got to be some of the best in the industry.
Yeah. So Scott McDaniel is definitely high on my list. Like you're talking about, like if I could hire any artist to do draw my comic, Daniels is definitely in the top 5, maybe even top 3.
Yeah, and also if you haven't checked out his How to Draw advice, folks, check out Scott McDaniel's How to Draw Comics section on his Scott McDaniel's website. We think that's some of the best how to draw advice from any professional.
Also, he's just a really nice guy. Like, I follow social media. He's a really nice guy. He's very open to commissions, so he's very approachable. So as long as I have the cash, he'll do it, kind of thing. So
yeah, he's very personable, lovely guy. Mm-hmm. Right then, so your storytelling influence then, there's a bit of McDaniel's, there's a bit of Perez in there, that Marv Wolfman classic New Teen Titans run, which we have back issues of.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have them all, but we have a good dollop of them. And just Perez's work shines like the sun.
It's his Ultimate Spider-Man as well, I would say.
And you also like Ultimate Spider-Man as well, yeah? You like a bit of Spidey in there?
Honestly, both runs. Like I haven't really bought a lot of modern comics for the big two recently, but the recent Ultimate Spider-Man run, it got me into shops, and I've been buying the trades.
This is surprisingly affordable. Treat yourself, Nick, for this Christmas.
Yeah, I've seen it on Amazon as low as $35. I might
yeah, it's doable. And we looked at it. We would have liked a hardcover, but
that's probably going to be my Christmas gift to myself, I think.
I would say go for it and be guilt-free about it. We certainly had guilt for about a second. We kind of looked through it and thought, no, we don't feel guilty. Right then, what does the Phoenix Press create? So what's your elevator pitch to us? If Azrael flew, Godspeed, over to your convention table stateside, what would you do as you smile gently as we serenely landed before you? What would you tell us about your comic to make us buy it, to get us in the mood to buy?
All right, so you want the elevator pitch for Screecher? Here's the one I give at conventions.
Here we go.
All right, so Avery Fletcher is called back to her hometown of Ann Arbor, Michigan, after 7 years away. Her father had been jailed for a crime he did not commit.
Of course.
And now left with no other option. The clock literally ticking. She must become the winged avenger Screecher and try and clear his name.
Tell you what, Screecher 4, An Owl's End. The end of one story and the beginning of another. But will Screecher live to see it? I'll tell you what, that's some elevator pitch. We like that. The crime he did not commit. Classic from US import programs we used to watch growing up. He always had a classic tagline like that. That would be the end. Would come at the end of his show's intro trailer. We always used to love those American, whether it be Knight Rider, The Bionic Man, Street Hawk. All of those. We love them all. Right then. Cracky, do you think we should show a trailer? Get people into the mood?
Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it?
I think so. Let's do it, man. Right, we're going to hit the play. But wait a minute, we've got to take you off just for a moment, not permanently. We've got and we're going to add that to the stage. We really do need a second monitor. Here we go.
My name is Avery Fletcher, and it's time to set things right. It's high time for this to end. For too long, I've been on the back wing, whether it's by Kathleen or her crony Shiva. Now is not the time for consideration. Now it's the time to act. I will save my father before Eden can kill him. I will right the wrongs Kathleen Johnson has done. I will do this, or die trying. How, you ask? Well, not as myself, but as Screecher.
Yes. Yeah, we like that.
So if you want to make a remote income from home, and you're a beginner, meaning right now you have a 9-to-5 job or you're self-employed.
Yeah, we can get rid of that.
Awkward.
If you want to make a remote income, tell you what, that guy. I tell you what, he's popular. Gotta love web adverts. Right, let's put our presentation back to the stage. There we go. We just weren't quick enough there. We were just thinking, where's the button? panic. So yes, that show trailer is lovely. It's gorgeous. We like the mix, the genius touch there of how you mix live action with the indie comic. And we like the way you did that bit of montage as well. That's the kind of
that was done by my friend Lenore, and she did an amazing job.
All right, so your friend did a fantastic job there. Pass on our compliments. Absolutely nailed it with the that bit of live action with the indie comic art, and then that montage really was a killer touch. Chef's kiss, folks. Absolutely nailed that one. Absolutely love it. And I tell you what, that Irene cover, we just had to include it. We know we're not promoting issue 3, but I tell you what, that cover. Just
wait till I show you the Kickstarter and you see the cover for issue 4. Oh, she upped her game.
Up to game. Oh yeah, right there.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is. Well, we're being coy. Just gotta love it, man. I tell you what, you've got a gargoyle, you've got a city backdrop, you've got Screecher. Is that her nemesis next to her?
Yes, that is Shiva. That's kind of like it's like her nemesis, frenemy with who has more ties to her than she realizes.
Ah, I see. The ties that bind often, like quantum entanglement. There's sometimes like the Joker to the Batman to the Joker. And Luthor to Superman. The good and evil have that rise and fall. It's the hero's journey, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're pleased with that cover? I can imagine you are. Yes, it's a beauty.
Oh, yes.
Well done, Irene. Shout out to you.
Yeah, in fact, if I could manage it, I'd like to try and have her do the interiors for Volume 2.
Do you know what? That might be the idea. She's got the style. She's got the style.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like time and money, really. Because she's busy with her life. She's an adult with responsibilities. Art's not her main thing. So it depends on if it works out. But if it can, it'll be amazing.
Maybe that's the next stage in her evolution, because I know she was doing the kind of like cute anime style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she was kind of quite forthright about learning her trade. And then when we found out she did the Screecher cover, we were quite smitten by it. And so it's interesting. All artists go on that journey, don't they? Between balancing real life stuff, responsibilities, and trying to go on that artist hero's journey. Yeah. Right then, I tell you what, preview pages. Are you going to do the movie voice, or do you want us to do it?
Avery Fletcher first became Screecher to free her father.
So tell us about this image. We love it.
Yeah, so this is from issue 1, and it's just a great image. She's coming out of the Owry, her Screecher cave or whatever. It's a very Batman shot. Let's just be frank here. The motorcycle or the car emerging from the waterfall, entering into the fray. It is a quintessential Batman shot, and I am not even ashamed to say it.
I'll tell you what, we like that sense of homage that you brought to Screecher. I'll tell you what, Street Hawk and Batman, eat your heart out. Right, next page then, while we're in the mode. Yep, keep going with the movie voice, by the way. Your movie voice is great, top notch.
On her second outing, she ran into the deadly assassin known as Shiva, barely making it out alive.
What's going on in this page then, Nick?
All right, so this one is from issue 2. You'll kind of notice the colors look a little bit different because we had one colors for issue 1, and then from issues 2 through 4, we've been using Ardent, and I've been very happy with Ardent's colors, and you'll see that on display here. So basically, issue 1, they got like a flash drive off of the main boss, and so there's a kind of like a storage locker where it has a lot of the files and things, and she's going to go retrieve it, and then she can kind of Shiva, and she's a little bit injured. So instead of Eden getting their hands on it, she torches all of it.
Gotcha. Do you know what? We do like the design of the Screecher character. There was one character we liked when we were collecting Wonder Woman, one of our joint favorite DC comics character, along with Hal Jordan's Green Lantern, we might add. And the backup story at the time was by Paul Levitz and Joe Staten. And the two characters that were in the backup story were Power Girl, but the Huntress. And we're getting sick when we did like the Huntress, as co-created by, I think, Joe Staten and Bob Layton, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're almost getting a kind of Huntress kind of vibe off her.
Yeah, Screecher's like an amalgam of a lot of different instances, like Batgirl, Moon Knight, Huntress, Spoiler.
We got the Barbara Gordon vibe in there as well when she didn't have a costume on.
Yeah, some Huntress in there. If you know the character Spoiler, like if you look at Spoiler, you'll definitely see a lot of Screecher influence there. But basically, it's Batgirl and Moon Knight is kind of the combination I was going for here.
We see that. We see that. Right then, keep going. We love it.
Her third adventure saw her try and thwart an arms deal between Aquatech and Eden, only getting trounced by Shiva for her troubles.
Tell you what, it must be pretty tricky when you're a heroine and you get a nemesis that gives you a good old trouncing. I mean, it's kind of... it's that kind of, boy, I took one hell of a beating. How do I come back from this, you know?
Yeah.
Go on, we're listening.
Yeah, issue 3 is pretty interesting because it's one of those like issues where like, okay, the hero's gonna lose in this issue, so they can hopefully win in the fourth one, kind of thing. Classic kind of storytelling. But it's also issue 3 is really interesting because I lay the seeds for an entirely different comic. Like I have characters show up that are actually going to be the villains of an entirely different comic I have planned.
Like an offshoot, a kind of subtle segue tie-in, cross promo.
Yeah.
Let's see. A bit like the old Marvel Universe where they'd maybe introduce a character and see if they're any good and then kind of give them their own comic, see if they can actually fly in that one. Yeah, we do like subtle seeds, sowing creatively. We like that. Right, then here we go.
Now, in this thrilling conclusion to the story, Screecher must put everything on the line.
Oh, yeah, we like that. And that foreshortening and the grapple hook, I tell you what, just the foreshortening is just tasty.
This is from issue 4, and we got the new artist on display here, Forrester. Same colors from issues 2 through 4. This is Arden's colors, but it's Forrester's art, and you can kind of see like the dramatic shift. I love Forrester, did a great job.
Yeah, can't agree with that one. That's beautiful. Nice coloring as well. Like that bit of cinematic speckle, movie grain.
Yeah. What I like about Arden is he always kind of puts in the extra effort, and I always enjoyed like Arden's really good with lighting. Like if you kind of see like how he does things, like he's just amazing with like lights and shadows, or like it's a headlight from the motorcycle, and just like kind of spotlight. It's just really good.
Oh yeah. Right, here you go. We've got to do the movie voice on this one.
Her life, her liberty, her father. It's a race against time to see if she can save the man who made her.
Absolutely. And we do like that window frame gel shadow.
So this is issue 4 art. It's just at the time I posted this, the colors weren't done. So I just kind of laid the flats myself, just kind of as like a temporary thing to make it look a little bit better. But yeah, that is not how it'll look in the final. It's just I did the flats myself.
Tell you what, like it just with the flats. I'm very old school. We're very old school here at the 5 Pillars of Storytelling. We love flats.
Yeah, I've been kind of working on my combo coloring.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what.
Like I can lay flats pretty decently, I'd say.
I'd say so. Judging by that, we didn't notice if you said somebody else was doing the coloring, we'd have gone okay. So that's a kind of indirect compliment. Mm-hmm. So we do like flats. That's very old school. We like it. It's very direct. It communicates without any other kind of variations of color getting in the way. It's just, and we also like the vulnerability of that art.
Yeah, especially once you read the page and you like see the story of it, it'll hit even harder.
Yeah, we like that. That's probably one of that and Irene's bike. Probably our 2 favorite Screecher images so far. Like this one, and Okay, more movie voice, just cause.
Will she succeed? Only one way to find out. Screecher number 4, An Owl's End, launches October 3rd right here on Kickstarter. Sign up now so you don't miss a single second of wing flapping action.
Amen to that. So tell us more about the creative team, please, Nick Phoenix.
All right, so I myself am the writer and the creator. I created the character, I wrote the script, I lead the team. And so from there, I'm just going to go for this issue. So we got the art is pencil and inks are done by an artist named Forrester. He's here in the States, kind of on the East Coast and whatnot. I'm also working with him on Quartermain. So this is kind of like our first big project together. We've been friends for a couple of years. There's a few kind of bumps in the road. We kind of had to learn how to like work with each other, but we're both mature enough adults to kind of get through that. And we kind of came out of this tighter than ever. Like, if you can finish a project and still want to talk to the person afterwards, I think you're doing something right.
You must be. Hey, do you know, forging that chemistry between two people is not always easy, Nick. I mean, I remember when we were still with our gym buddy together for the best part of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying to me, we have to filter what he actually said because it's a family show. But when we were spotting him with a heavy weight above his head, and he said, "You should know me better than my something or another wife knows me." And he was right though, because obviously when you're spotting somebody with a heavy weight above them, they're vulnerable when they lose energy. So it's a position of trust, is what he was saying. And similarly, to me, in a creative way, the other person's got to think, well, are they going to respect my IP? Are they going to steal my IP? They're going to look after my IP? Can I work with them? Are they going to be reasonable? Are we going to fall out of the little things? And the gym buddy did say to us, it's often not the big stuff, but it's the little things that you can't stand about somebody. If you can get over those, then you're going to have a really good friendship or wife or whatever, It's often the little things that divide people if they let them. And it's again, that thing we were saying in the green room just before we went live on air is, are we bridge builders or bridge burners? And that's a choice that we make as human beings.
The relationship between an artist and a writer is a very unique one, because it is a relationship in a sense, because there's a lot of give and take. As a writer, you need to understand what you write may not completely translate to the page. But in my opinion, there's also like the artist, there's a communication there. Like a lot of times I even write my scripts where like I give like one or two sentences describing the scene and maybe a few important things. These are like facial expressions or eye movements. But I try to leave as much open to the artist as possible because I know that's what they enjoy. The only thing that really ticks me off is when they wildly change it to the point of, like, I have a certain rhythm to how I write things, like panel lengths. So when they go and just add panels willy-nilly, that kind of ticks me off because it just throws off the entire thing. But on the other hand,
Go on.
On the other hand, a lot of times they'll be like, okay, I chose to do it from this angle instead of this angle. And 9 out of 10, it works better. So I just go with it.
You go with it because he's giving you a new level of insight from an artist's point of view in terms of visual storytelling, as opposed to just the abstraction of writing and trying to somehow get it out of your head into his head.
Yeah. And I realize, and I've had artists, be like, hey, the way you wrote it, it's either really hard, really tedious, or I really don't want to draw it that way. Can we propose like a lot of times I'll work with the artist to do it a way that's easier for them, which I am fully on board with. If I can make the artist's life easier without compromising the integrity of my comic, I'm all for it.
Flexibility of work approach, we like that. And I suppose that way you learn to give and take. We've had other indie creators and writers on this show that have said a similar thing, that it can start off a little bit awkward to begin with, but after a while you get on famously because you get to understand one another bit by bit, and then you know what to leave to them because they've got it. Another bit you think, well, this is quite important because we don't want to break the flow of the panels, yeah, because that's how I write, yeah.
Yeah, because like to me, I treat writing like a song. I treat it like music because music is nothing if not conflict resolution. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
Got it.
And in music, I don't know if you do music a lot, but they say it's the gap in the notes that is often more important than the notes themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's why I always see the shave and a haircut, 2 bits like that, you know, because that kind of illustrates the point.
Syllables, rhythm, yeah, beats of 4, beats of 5. You know what I mean? You can tell when the comic's got a certain rhythm to it. Different writers have different rhythms, yeah. Different artists have different rhythms when they're in charge of both the writing and the visual storytelling. So we've not heard that one before on the show, but your sense of syllable count and actual musical rhythm to the way you write is actually very intriguing. There's a comedy to that.
Like for example, this is I think from issue 4 where she says like, "You're not bad, good even." Next panel, but this is business, and then you know kind of thing.
And it's you know, rolling with drums. Yeah, it's got that rhythm. Who does the lettering on Screecher?
A lady named Nikki Powers.
Right. So you've got 2 ladies involved there in terms of is it coloring and lettering? Did you say?
Ardent is a male, as best I can tell. We can communicate digitally. They asked to be called a male, so that's what I refer to them as.
So you got female in the lettering.
Yes. I have a lot of female cover artists and whatnot. I mean, it's good art and easy to work with. You know, I'll work with male, female. I don't care.
Well, yeah, but it's nice to see ladies, with Irene on Screecher 3 being represented in the comics. If they want it, it's right there, for them.
Yeah, I'll work with anyone. Like I don't care who you are, as long as you're easy to work with. You do good art. I'll work with you. I don't care.
Amen to that. Right then, will I like Screecher? Who is it for, Nick Phoenix?
Well, Screecher is an all ages comic book. It's kind of meant to be like like one of those cartoons where kids can enjoy it, but where adults can it's appropriate for kids, but also adults can enjoy it. Like think like Batman the Animated Series. BTAS was a huge kind of template for this book. Because if you like Gargoyles, a lot of those 90s cartoons that adults can really enjoy, but they're made for kids or whatever, or Avatar: The Last Airbender, a lot of those kind of cartoons, like Teen Titans from 03, that kind of mold, truly all ages book. I call it 11 plus. So it's kind of made for, not just young kids, but kids, but it's also adults can enjoy it too, kind of thing.
Do you know what? That reminds me of old school comics, before they lost track of themselves. That sense of, or even old Disney cartoons whereby, yes, the children could enjoy it, but adults could enjoy it on their level as well.
That is exactly what I was going for.
And it looks like you're succeeding. We like the appeal of that, the broad appeal, because that way you're going to reach a much bigger audience. Yeah, You're not going to complain. Well, I'm not making much money out of this. Well,
the whole reason I started Screecher in the first place was Turned Samurai was my first comic, and I had a lot of situations where I was selling at conventions, and parents would say, "We like the book, but we're buying for our son or daughter, and it literally says for mature audiences only, so we can't buy it." Which, fair enough, I respect that.
Fair enough.
That's the whole reason I put. That's the whole reason I put for mature audiences only, to let people know. So I was okay, I need something all ages to sell at cons, more and also more general appeal. So, all ages, superhero, female, or whatnot. And this book has been very, very popular. And as far as the people I sell for, it sells to at cons, it sells to the young, the old, the male, and the female.
We noticed at your last convention, we get stuff on our feed from our followers, or as we call them, creative leaders, and we were tickled pink. There's 2 people that we know that actually take shots of people who cosplay and they're holding up the comic and stuff like that. And one of them is Project Gnosis with Paul Thayer. Always does lovely, great shots of smiling customers holding comics and the merch. And what we liked about you, you gave the story of the convention, you're setting up, of the comics you sold to, the customers you sold to, cosplayers. Really got that press in the flesh, real world customers selling in a real life situation context. And we thought that's magic. If with a convention, you're taking the comic shop on the road.
I think that's something that a lot of indies kind of overlook. I think a lot of my fellow indies are just like, oh, we're gonna sell it online. You know, we'll do our campaign and then maybe sell stuff after that, leave it at that, and then they wonder why they don't really do that well.
We hear you. We hear you. We're thinking. Just a quick aside. We'll try and make it brief. 2019, close eyes. We did a prototype comic, and we went with Mixum printing in the UK, and they've got a US branch now. We know for some time now. And quality work, they managed to do a Herculean 5-day turnaround just in time for a local convention. We went and we started this project in something like September. And the person who's doing a business advice mentorship for us at the time said, this event's in October, can you swing for the fence? We had about 3 to 4 weeks, and we said, okay, it's on. And we made it. And one of those weeks, of the 4 weeks, was actually getting to the stuff to mix them. You upload it all. It was Azrael proof. Even we could use the uploading process. And we got feedback on the day. We went on Sunday because we're quite shy. We went on Sunday where nobody was looking around. We got our kind of like picnic rug, no professional convention rug or anything, and went in a semi-suit. And we got 10 people giving us feedback. And we learned to do the standing and smiling thing and speak to people and try and be as inviting as you can and try and do
that's a whole art in of itself.
It's an art in itself doing the pitch. That doesn't turn into
now question. Are you the kind of person who just stands there and smiles, or do you actually bark?
Well, we try to do a mix, just so we don't appear too insane. We tried to do a mix. You know, you've got to sell it. You've got to sell yourself. You can't be.
I am quite the barker myself.
Yeah, we lean more in your direction because you can't just sit there and stare at your phone and wonder why people aren't engaging with you.
Yeah. So here in my local con area, there's this legend. There's this person called Comics for $1 guy, and basically you'd walk past his table like comics for $1, comics for $1, comics for $1, comics for $1, and it would just be like these like hand-drawn small comics. Apparently he made some good money, you know.
But it's real craft, isn't it? It's real, it's unique, it's by a human being with a heartbeat, you know, and a seminal thought in their mind, yeah? So it's funny, we're going to actually pick your brains actually for some young creative advice in a moment. So basically, Screecher is for all ages. It's for me. It's for my 7-year-old self. It's for my adult self.
It's for your dog.
It's for your dog. Yeah, and anybody can read this, folks, including your dog. Right then, why do you create indie comics? And you've alluded to when did your actual indie journey with indie comics begin? Just a little bit more on that. But why do you create indie comics? Is it the freedom and the creative control of not being told what to do?
Well, basically, I'm a born creative. You know, like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you always have this desire to create, to do stuff. You know, it's kind of like, I gotta create something, I gotta write, you know, I gotta do this or that. And comics prove to be a great outlet because I'm not a very good artist, and I have like these images in my head. I have these stories in my head. And yeah, I can get them down onto paper well enough. You know, I could do novels, I could do scripts, but it's the visual aspect that I lack. And so basically, it's oh gosh, I've been doing this for a minute, but it never gets old. Holding that latest issue of your comic in your hand and folding through it, and like seeing something that once was like ideas in your head and then was like words on a screen. and then were images on a screen, and now is an entire story in the palm of your hand that you birthed. It's if I'm going to get a little narcissistic here, it's about the closest I'll ever become to being God.
Well, yes, you're forging your own universe, aren't you? Yes, with somebody else sometimes. You're the creative lead. You're the tip of the spear. We want to say earlier, you're the creative tip of the spear.
Mm-hmm.
You're the apex of the team. You've created it. You're writing it. You're in charge of the whole project, and you want it to look. You're hiring the artist for it, the colorist, and the letterer as well. You want a certain look for your book, yeah. And yeah, it is creatively, in a sense, it's creative deity territory, isn't it? Because you're forging this universe from the creative fertility of your mind. Yeah, it's a seminal thought. And whenever we doubt ourselves, you have to look at Screecher and say, he's out there doing it. It's in the palm of his hand. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can see it. And comics, as paper in your hand, are very different to the look of something on a glass screen on an iPad, for example.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Peter Sametti from
Alterna.
Sorry, just a moment there. From Alterna Comics, we spent a good 5 minutes just talking about the smell of comics, you know what I mean, and sniffing them and that. And it's just that sense of nostalgia, just love it. I'll tell you what, I fancy if I ever get a comic out there's maybe doing a newsprint edition with his recent campaign on Fund My Comics.
Yeah.
He's got his own newsprint setup, which is now print on demand newsprint, which is quite radical. And I think he outsources the covers, but I'll tell you what, and they all lie flat, we hear, when he's finished with them. I'll tell you what, that's a lot of love. We feel with Peter Sametti, that was the only piece missing from Alterna Comics, was actually him owning his own printing press and going the whole hog. And he went through it, and before he knew it, you had those two twin pillars of the community, Peter Sametti of Alterna Comics and Luke of Fund My Comic, coming together to project this project out there and get backing for something that will really help creators in that 1 to 200 bracket, where you can't afford maybe Print Ninja thousands of runs, where it starts to get cheap when you spend 1,000 per copy. But if you just want to do small runs between 25, 50 and 200, enough that you can maybe take 50 to a convention weekend and do that 4 times a month, and then you sold 200 comics over a month.
Yeah, I've been going a different path for myself. Like I've been using Comics Wellspring to do my stuff, and also Comics Wellspring recently announced they're partnering with Global Comics to do like a print on demand program through Global Comics, so that'll be pretty interesting. And I've been talking with some other local sources that might be doing some newsprint. So newsprint as a comic source is something that's kind of been very much lacking from the indie scene for like the past 10 years or so. And I do think newsprint needs to come back, because like with the cost of everything going up, I think newsprint is sorely needed. And I have considered doing a newsprint version of Screecher. I have considered it.
Well, that is something we can look forward to, a newsprint edition. It's just nostalgia for us. It really is. I'll tell you what, so who knows, maybe on the next character arc, maybe 5, 6, 7, and 8, will the maybe newsprint, are the first 4 issues of Screecher going to go into a trade as a potential extra money generator? Because obviously you've paid for issues 1 to 4. Are you going to trade, maybe a Kickstarter?
A trade, yeah. Actually, we will be doing a Kickstarter for the trade next summer. And basically the way it's going to work out is we're going to have a Kickstarter exclusive cover by Joam Sontag. That's going to be really, really cool. Reaper Destroy, he does Reaper Destroy. He's really, like, oh my God, his art is like freaking amazing. And he's got a really big fan base, so that'll help bring things in. And then also we're going to have 4 additional pages to the book.
Bonus pages.
That will serve as a preview, or at least a teaser of Volume 2. Like, it'll kind of, it's basically like an epilogue. It kind of takes place like right kind of like a few hours after volume 1 ends. And it kind of like sets up some teasers for Volume 2, which I have been working on the script for Volume 2. It's going to be 5 issues. each issue is going to be, I think most of them are like 28 pages as opposed to like the 24. So it's it's going to be a bit of a chonker. I got like the first draft done. I need to do rewrites. I may actually extend it to 6 issues, so that way I'll do a volume 2, part 1 and part 2, because it's already a big undertaking, and like I might need to give some story space for the stuff from issues 4 to 5, and plus issue 3 ends on a pretty good cliffhanger. I'm being vague here.
Okay.
So like doing a part 1 and part 2. Well, for one, it'll be cheaper, because I'm just doing 3 issues instead of 6. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So it's being worked on. I got basically the general story. It's pretty interesting. New villain. Let's just say the villain is quite the apple of my eye.
That's what we like.
That's as much of a hint as I will give right now.
Apple of my eye. That would be a good name for a character, we think. I'll tell you what, we like.
You'll find the book as sweet as the fruit of the gods.
Find the book as sweet as the fruit of the gods. Now that is what we call nectar of the gods, ambrosia of the gods sales pitch there, Nick. We like that. We approve. We like that one. Very good, Nick. We're impressed. We like, as you know, we like a bit of colourful sales pitch ourselves at 5 Pillars of Storytelling, he says modestly. Right then, yes. Why do you create? Well, it's obvious to us why you create. Freedom. It's intoxicating. It's the only way to go, folks.
So you're going to tell your own stories, do what you want,
Which is a nice segue into what advice you would give aspiring creators. On this show, we listen, we learn, and share. It's a kind of implicit mandate for the 5 Pillars of Storytelling that a rising tide lifts all boats. We can help one another.
Yes. So for me, the advice that I usually give is write with passion, write well. You need to be the first fan of your story. Because if you're not passionate about your story, for one, it'll show up in the quality of the writing, and two, I sometimes think back at when I do cons, why do I sell so well? Is it my sales technique? Is it my book? I think for me, I think it's partially my sales technique, but it's also the passion that I show for my book. When I'm talking my book, I clearly love this comic. I'm showing it to them. I'm showing all the cool stuff. I love this comic, and I feel like that the energy has been infectious, and they feel like, oh man, he really loves this book. It's probably pretty good. I want to grab it too. And it's you can't fake that kind of enthusiasm. I mean, you got maybe if you're an Oscar-worthy actress, but I don't see Amy Adams working at your booth anytime soon.
I'll tell you what. Well, we have to say. Nobody will ever accuse you, Nick, of faking it, because I tell you what, your indelible enthusiasm for Screecher and what you do comes across mightily to us. And hey, we'll be backing Screecher. We want issues 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, would you like a preview of the campaign for what the actual page and the reward tiers will be?
Go on then. Let's do it. That's the one thing we haven't got, because we've caught you on your sign up, haven't we? As opposed to your campaign being live, which is...
Yep, we are one away. Oh, sorry.
When's it coming? 4 or 5 days?
This Friday, October 3rd.
Friday, October 3rd. Right, we're going to add your bit to the stage. Here we go. And you can scroll away. Here we go. Well, first of all, got to remove that temporarily. There you go. Scroll away, sir.
All right, so this is not quite finished yet, but it's 98% complete. So we just need. I want to get to 50 followers before we go live. We'll probably get there.
We'll do it. You want 50? We'll sign up after if we're not already.
Thank you, sir.
We'll make you 50.
Yep, so, and so basically I start with the recap you got in the preview. That's pretty cool. Okay. So 1 second. I thought I Okay, I now it's my turn for amateur hour. Okay.
Hey, we all have our moments. We all have our moments. Oh,
Hey, Dr. Mask. How you doing?
while you're having a little look at where you are, we're just going to say hello to the doctor who's he's contributing to our recent promos on Sunday, Wednesday, and Fridays, folks. At the Five Pillars of Storytelling, we have 3 indie comic promo days plus Art Thursday Portfolio Day to show off the people who are working on your book, whether they be writers, artists, inkers, colorists, or even letterers. That's what Art Thursday's all about. You know what I mean? So, Dr. Mask Retro Elixir, a sprinkle of Edgar Allan Poe we hear, and probably blood and a sprinkle of red wine. We hope it's a Merlot, Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir. And yes, at John's Longbox, yeah, he popped into the chat earlier, did Master John at Mr. Longbox. And we do have his Heroic Tales, issue number 1. Impressive.
It's a great book. John's got a great book.
And we're looking forward to receiving issue number 2 as well. So great to have. We're going to just type welcome, test on multitasking. Welcome to Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir. Good to have you in the chat. Great to have you in the chat, sir. And we'll just plot that up. There we go.
All right. So
right. Go on then, Nick Phoenix. Tell us about this. Is the actual live when it goes live? Campaign page.
So I started off with like the recap again, and then I start dropping some full pages.
Nice.
So check that out.
And is that what's the name of the lady who's doing a lettering again, sir?
Nikki Powers.
Nikki Powers. Yeah. That lettering's on point.
Oh yes.
Do like the way you've got nice black holes there on the page and the colors, which I tell you what that artist reminds us of, Mike Collins. He used to do some of the art on an old RPG game called Golden Heroes. And he went on to do work for Doctor Who and various other projects. Actually, we do like Michael's work. So yes, we do like that balance of black and character in the line work. Oh, is this a variant cover?
Yes, this is the one being done by Brian.
Lovely.
And yeah, I'm sure you can tell what it's a tribute to. And oh my God, when I first got this back, I was blown away. This came out so good.
I'll tell you what, that looks absolutely fantastic. And and this another is this an alt variant cover for the issue 4 as well. So there's two.
Yeah, so there'll be three, technically 4 if you count the sketch cover for the Talon edition, which I'll get into in a second.
I tell you what, those covers very, very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting Barbara Gordon vibes with the second one, but that Dark Knight one, how much is the Dark Knight one?
They actually, that's a good segue to the reward tiers.
Go on, let's have a look.
$7 for a digital issue 4, $20 for all 4.
That's not bad.
All right, and then so the physical is domestic is free shipping, international is additional 15. So it'd be 35. So for instance, in the UK, it'd be 35 plus plus additional 15 for international.
So $50 translating into sterling. We'll have to have a little look at that, but it will go for that.
That's why I do digital. That's why I do the digital one.
It really helps international customers since shipping prices went crazy.
Yeah, like shipping prices gone crazy. Like I've had to like up my prices for this one. I don't like doing it, but you kind of got to because like shipping is more expensive, printing more expensive, everything's just more expensive. So I just had to, yeah. So and then if you want to get all of it, it's $70 plus the international shipping. That gets you physical issue 1 through 4, the prints of issue 1 through 4, and a Screecher keychain.
Right then. So can you tell us a bit more about the merch? Have you got any t-shirts, hoodies?
I do have t-shirts and hoodies. I keep those on my spread shop. Like I've actually been wearing a Turn Samurai one this entire time.
All right, see. Oh, right, we see it now. Of course, now we can see it, Nick. Very nice. I'll tell you what, even hotter would be Screecher, you know?
I do have some Screecher stuff on the shop.
I've got to ask, have you got Irene's Screecher Akira bike on a t-shirt?
Yes.
I tell you what, that's got to be something that, you know, we wouldn't mind wearing that. That would be on the horizon of our backing thing.
All right, one sec. Let me pull it up for you if you want to see the merch.
Oh,
the last thing before I do that,
do you know what? We see that many campaigns. We have seen 1 or 2 campaigns over the last 3 years that don't fund and they haven't got t-shirts. Don't make us go through the merch list.
Well, the problem with t-shirts is, you know, they're really expensive and you have to do like multiple sizes. It's just a pain in the butt. So I do have like
quality as well, isn't it? It has to be quality.
Yeah. So last one for 150, I have the Talent Edition, which you do like the sketch cover, which gets you a custom sketch, and then everything before that. You know, that's just for like the ultimate fans and whatnot. But yeah, let me just reshare.
I'll tell you what, the prices look reasonable on the digital. It might be that. I'll tell you what, though, a Screecher paper comic is calling out to us. The last time we.
By the way, if you did get the if you just get the physical 4, you get digital 1 through 3.
So you get the digital as well alongside the actual physical.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's do a bit of sharing. Add this guy to the stage. Welcome to the Phoenix store. Oh, very good.
Okay, so the first thing that I ever had Irene do for me was a picture of both of my characters, Screecher and Kiro from Turn Samurai.
Very nice. Impressive, sir.
Yeah, that's Irene.
One, the lovely, got pink, purple as backgrounds, the blacks, very nice. Oh yeah, we want to see lots of Screecher merch. We do. We're addicted to merch on this store, on this show.
Let's see here. Got the logos, and then yeah.
Oh, there we are. Very, very nice. Irene's Akira bike. Love it.
Yeah, you get in different colors and whatnot too.
Yeah, and it comes in ladies as well. Like the purple one looks nice. Very good. Yes, very good. We like that one. Excellent. Very good.
Yeah, if you guys do get the ones, make sure to send me a picture, please. So yeah, let me just yeah, this is my merch shop.
Vests, bags, tote bags.
I prefer to do it this way because they make it for you. It's kind of like a print on demand kind of thing.
Print on demand, which means you've got less logistics to sort out. You're just in charge of you've got a mug there, very good, and a badge.
You don't get as much money as you would otherwise, but I'll take the hit because you know it's like logistically it's just such
makes more sense.
Yeah,
you get to focus on the writing and leading the project as opposed to packing t-shirts.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a moneymaker, but it does kind of help spread the good word.
And if you get somebody buying a t-shirt, they're a walking billboard, a walking advertisement, walking
placard. Yeah, I dropped the merch store in the private chat link.
Nice one. Absolutely.
And it's also, if you go on to my link tree on the profile on my Twitter, you'll see it there as well. I do want to give a shout out to this one. This art was the for issue 2. It's like a Mike Turner tribute. This is done by my friend Princess Krogan, and yeah, I got this on a t-shirt as well.
Absolutely, do like that one. Yeah, back to back, very good. Yeah, I tell you what, we do like the Screecher merch. You've done well there, Nick. Absolutely approve. We like, absolutely. So the advice you're saying is there: be passionate about what you like doing. And you'll get merch like that because it carries through from the creation of the project to enjoying writing it and selling it to artists and colorists and letterers who want to work on your project. That enthusiasm carries through like a golden thread through all the eyes of the creative needles, and that inspiration, that motivation, that enthusiasm carries through. Yes.
Yes.
What superhero would you be, Nick Phoenix, if you could be any?
You know, they always say, always be yourself unless you can be Batman, then always be Batman. I'm going to be Nightwing.
You're going to be Nightwing. We would expect, yeah, I'm going to take it you're going to be Scott McDaniel's Nightwing. Just saying.
Have you seen the way he draws abs on Nightwing? Yes, I will be.
Well, we want a bit of that, but in our case, we want to have chocolate spread on our toast sometimes. Not all the time, folks. We're mainly a smoothie and grapes and spinach and Greek yogurt in a bowl kind of gentleman. However, just on occasion when you have to cheat on Friday, otherwise it becomes purgatory. You have to obviously now and again have a donut and just go, yeah, that just tastes just a bit too sweet. We won't bother with that again. But yes,
you remind yourself every now and then.
You got to remind yourself that that's just too sweet, that donut. So yes, Scott McDaniel's Nightwing. We haven't had an answer like that before, and obviously that comes with a 6-pack.
Yes.
Moving swiftly on. Bonus questions, not too many. You won't need a big glass window or a lawyer from The Simpsons to help you out here. We are going to go for this question, number 6. What are your plans for Screecher going forward? You kind of already hinted at that there's going to be a Kickstarter for the trade paperback next year, no?
Yeah, that's definitely happening. And then Volume 2 is in the works. A lot of that is just getting the funds together. But as far as just Blue Sky, let's see, I have Volume 2 planned. I have plans for maybe a spin-off with one of the characters. I'm going to be a little bit vague there. And then I have story ideas for Volume 3 of Screecher.
Yes. So, do you know the one thing we like most on this show, and we like most about the 5 Pillars of Storytelling community, Nick, is this. Independent creators, creative leaders, creative experts in your case. When we have someone on the show, the creative experts, what we like is somebody who's prepared to go into double figures with their passion. That means they're all in. And if they're all in, that helps us as a reader to go, if he's committed or she's committed, we're all in too.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps that you know people support a Screecher. You know, there's enthusiasm for it. You know, I get oh, when's the next thing a Screecher? I'll tell you what though, I was doing a con a few weeks ago, and somebody said oh, it's my tradition every year to come and pick up the latest issue of Screecher. Do you know how good that felt?
That continuity, yeah, being remembered by a hardcore loyal audience. That shows you that you're building your tribe of 1,000 true fans. Of course, you know about the 1,000 true fans, yeah?
I haven't, no.
If you ever get a chance to, it's Jason Brubaker didn't do the original article. He did a book called Remind about a cat that gets put into this robot suit. And he kickstarted his issue 2 volume for that for about 100,000 back when Kickstarter went hot. And he was the first to receive that wave. He actually worked on previs on Kung Fu Panda for DreamWorks, second movie. So if you've not heard of he's on Twitter at Jason Brubaker. We'll try and DM you his.
I've heard. I think he did Winter Soldier, I believe.
So we'll send you a link to his work, and he's got a very cartoony style, but it's a storytelling.
Oh, I was thinking of Ed Brubaker. You said Jason Brubaker. I was thinking of Ed Brubaker. Sorry.
So yeah, no. We'll actually send you a link to his stuff, but yeah, Jason Brubaker, he's a very interesting character. But he talked about the 1,000 true fans. I did this article, basically how you might have, if you can get to 1,000 true fans, they'll buy everything. Yeah, they'll buy your comic, they'll buy the merch, and your 7 tiers of falling money rain from heaven. Yeah, while you sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need 1,000,
and that's 1,000 people. You know, there's like 8 billion people on this planet. Getting 1,000 people.
We keep saying that every week on our show. We keep saying to people, there's 8 billion people, and if only 4 billion of those people online, yeah, then think about
4
that.
billion people.
Biggest comic shop on the planet.
You only need 1,000 of them. 1,000 of those 4 billion people.
Doable, Nick?
Yeah, doable. Very doable.
And 1,000, if you could produce a comic every month, yeah, with a team, and get the merch rolling in, even if you cover the cost of the comic, but it's the merch that brings in the gravy, yeah, and you can do that 12 times a year with 1,000 people, you might not be a millionaire, but I'll tell you what, it's a really good lifestyle, isn't it, Nick?
And honestly, that's my goal. Like, of course, yeah, I'd love to be rich and famous. I'd love to, have millions of dollars, the glitz and glamour. Of course, I would be disingenuous to say that I wouldn't like that. But honestly, you want to know what will make me happy? I don't care. Like, even if I'm earning like $70,000-$80,000 a year,
we'd all take that, yeah.
I'll gladly take it. Where like I have a $200,000 house. I might have maybe a $10,000 sports car or whatever. I'm not driving Porsches. I'm maybe driving like a 20-year-old Mustang. But hey, it's a good life.
Hey, we had a guest on our show, John, who he got his Mustang, a second-hand one, but he got his Mustang and it's sitting on his drive, and he managed to do that from his indie artwork for indie comics. Now that is an endorsement for indie comics, isn't it? You've got your own Mustang on your drive for the artwork you did for indie comics. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Right then, favorite pizza, Nick?
I love a good Meat Lovers. Meat Lovers, probably. I am a fan of the local flavor of pizza, Detroit style pizza.
What's that? Detroit? So it's like a Detroit meat feast?
Detroit style pizza is like a type of deep dish, and it's like kind of like the way they lay the sauce and the cheese. If you ever get a chance, have authentic Detroit style pizza. It's actually really good.
Crikey, we're gonna have to fly over to the States. You never know; it might happen one day.
Hey, if you do, I'll take you to a good spot.
I'll tell you what. Unlike some people out there, folks, we actually got our passport. Azrael actually is a man of his word. Just saying. Speaking to
if you ever come to my area, I'll take you to some good pizza spots.
God bless you, Nick. That sounds like an invitation that we can't.
Dinner's on me.
Detroit Meat Feast, care of Nick Phoenix. Dinner's on him. Tell you what, that means we're going to have to. Get your book into when it goes live. Get the Screecher into the 5 Pillars of Storytelling promos on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Irene's cover into Art Thursday Portfolio Day as well. Hey, that's 4 chances. Plus, we do the indie comic Midnight Big Love at least every other night. That's 16 hours worth of soft pin. We said pin, soft pin promo. And because it goes from usually around about 10 right up to 4 p.m. the next day, when basically Britain wakes up and America wakes up at the same time. So that's when we usually start posting kind of after 4 in bursts. And right. I tell you what, there's plenty of opportunities to get your book hanging around with other indie comics and getting what's that, nearly 5,000 followers. Just having a little look. We have a hard pinned promo 3 times a week, folks. Just saying. And then we do the soft pin midnight indie comic Big Love promo as well. Back to back. We just like selling stuff. We can't help promoting stuff. We just infectious. Now, last question. Where can they find out more info?
Well, follow me on X. I have a link tree to all my stuff. I do post on YouTube multiple times a week. I generally just do like game streams, hang out with people, let people know about that stuff. So YouTube, search the Phoenix Press. X, I'm on Instagram. If you want to read my comics right now, you find them digitally on Global Comics.
Global Comics, doing great work.
Yes, I love them. I've had them on my show a couple times. There is no like physical option outside of Kickstarters and conventions. I'm hoping to change that with like the print on demand initiative that Global Comics and Comics Wellspring are doing. But we'll see how that goes. Issue 1 is available on Kablam. So if you really want a physical copy of issue 1, it is available on Kablam right now.
Kablam as well. So I've used Kablam in the past. We've thought about using them in the past as well. Kablam's still going strong, and they've got their own shop as well, don't they? Yes.
Yeah, I only have issue 1 on there. It was just kind of more of an experiment,
Just to see how things would go.
Mm-hmm.
Right then, we have got to that time of the show, folks, and hello to the people watching. We're giving you a little wave. Maybe come into the chat next time, and we want to say thank you for being our special guest.
Thank you,
Phoenix Press, represented by the, I don't know, I almost tempt to say the Rob Liefeld of indie comics. So natural, so infectious, so enthusiastic and passionate about their project. A real natural. We like that. Hey, folks, life is energy. It's energy. It's the stuff we can't see, but we know when we're around it. We wish you well to the Phoenix Press with Screecher and that Irene gorgeous issue 4 cover.
Joy to work with. I wish you all a happy commission with her.
Oh yes.
Please give her all the money. Give her all the money.
Maybe persuade her to be the full-time artist for volume 2, issue 1.
Maybe if enough people commission her, it'll persuade her.
Maybe it'll persuade her. And Godspeed. I tell you what, it looks like we're going to be backing Screecher 1 to 4 when it goes live. So please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube to Nick and Nick's channel and the 5 Pillars of Storytelling. And you can follow us on X, the social media site formerly known as Twitter, and give us a follow each so we can shine more love. And now it's outro music. Let's do a bit of outro music. Click on the right one. Nick,